guys, happy Wednesday. After today, you will have officially made it over halfway through your first week of online classes, which is really awesome. And just know that you are missed and you are loved, and we're ready to have you guys back for sure. The other thing you don't know is this is take 2 because I totally messed up the slides on take 1. I know that doesn't surprise you. All right, hopefully it's all right this time. Okay, so today we're going to talk about different types of lines. We're going to talk about intersecting lines, perpendicular lines, parallel lines, and then we're also going to talk about how to create a line on a coordinate plane. Remember, your coordinate plane is what we talked about yesterday with your x-axis and your y-axis. And then we're going to talk about an input and an output table. If you don't have it already, you need your math notebook, your math book, pencil, and a pen for grading. And this is hugely written here because you have a quiz tomorrow that should be on Google Form. There will be directions to you on how to complete that. All right, let's get started today. All right, we're going to talk about 3 types of lines. And as we're talking about these different types of lines, I want you picturing where we see these in everyday life. So our first one is parallel lines. Parallel lines never intersect. No matter if you extended these forever and ever in each direction, they are never going to cross at any point. It is not possible. And they don't share any common points. So here's how we would say that these lines are parallel. We would say line AB. Remember, we're going to put our line with arrows on both sides above our AB. Is parallel to, that's what these 2 little line segments mean. So line AB is parallel to line CD. This needs to go in your notes, please, making sure that you know that those 2 little parallel lines mean is parallel to. We don't want to have to write that out every time. So some places we see these in everyday life, right? If you think about the wall, the top line of the wall and the bottom line of the wall, those are never going to cross. Same is true with the right and left sides of the wall. Those lines would never cross. Railroad tracks, that's a good picture. Now those railroad tracks might swerve this way, right, but they're never going to cross. And there's times in nature we could think of where we see parallel lines in God's creation. Architects, as we talk about all these different types of lines and angles, architects have to make sure that those things are perfectly straight, perfectly accurate, or that the roof of a building, that those things intersect right at the same point perfectly. And God has given them that unique brain to figure all of that out. Okay, so intersecting lines, they share a common point. Now, they may not actually cross like right there on the page in front of you. So for instance, if I drew this and then I drew a line like this, even though they're not physically intersecting at a specific named point, if we extended this line out, they would in fact intersect. So these would still be intersecting lines. Unfortunately, we don't have any fabulous symbol. You just have to write the word intersects. So we would say line RC or line CR intersects line JM or MJ. Remember, we can go either way. So let's make sure we have this picture in our notes. And they intersect at point B. Get that picture in your notes along with this, please. And the definition. You might be quizzed on definitions tomorrow. Keep in mind that you'll be able to use your notes or your book. All right? Perpendicular lines, you probably remember these. Perpendicular lines form right angles. So this one's perfectly up and down, perfectly straight across. Here's our sign for perpendicular. It's like an upside down T. It means is perpendicular to. So we would say that line UZ or ZU is perpendicular to PC or CP. Now, most of the time, your book or your quiz or your test, it's going to do this really fabulous thing for you. We're going to pretend that I'm drawing perfectly straight lines. You know I'm not, because you know me better than that. But your book's going to do this really fabulous thing for you a lot of times. it's gonna have like this little box in the corner. And anytime you see that box, it means that there's a right angle. So if you see two lines and they have that box, it's for sure a right angle, okay? Which means the lines are for sure perpendicular. All right, I want you to pause the video. Hopefully we're getting used to this. Make sure that you're doing your notes and the problems in pencil, and come back with a pen after you've done numbers 1 through 6 and 11 through 17 on page 122. So go ahead and pause the video and do that. All right, welcome back. Let's go through these. Number 1, those lines that we see there are parallel. Number 2, perpendicular. Number 3, intersecting. Number 4, and I do want us to start getting used to using the symbols, so if you didn't do that, let's do that. Line CJ is parallel to line FR. Now, we know that we could flip these, right? We could have JC, this could be RF. You also could have flipped this way, right? FR is parallel to CJ, doesn't matter, same thing. Line BH intersects line SR, you can have those flipped. Line LB is perpendicular to OC. All right, and then on that bottom part, it gave us like a list of streets. So it asked you like which street is parallel to the other one. So we have Purcell Avenue. Number 12, Foster Boulevard. Number 13, Reynolds Way. And then on 14, we have Reynolds Way, and you could have put the sign is perpendicular to Foster Boulevard. 15, line AB is parallel to CD, and line AD is parallel to BC. Let me look and see if you needed both of those answers. Yeah, so if you just drew two parallel lines, if you just drew like this and this, that's perfectly fine since it had the line names in there for you. Same with 16, if you just put the perpendicular signs in there, that's fine. And on 17, those were also perpendicular. Make sure you get those correct answers down in pen, and either now pause and go back through, or later on go back through and figure out what you did wrong if you missed any, and email me any questions you might have. All right, I want you to turn to page 123. Pause and do that if you need to. And at the top of page 123, you're going to need this for the next part. So I want to go through parts of it together. It gives you these two. Now yours are colored. You have a green one and you have a purple one. Should have colored those for you, sorry about that. So you have these two tables there, and it gives you an equation, all right? So it's telling you that x plus 2 equals y, and these equations are used, if you look over to the side, this green box has a correlating green line. So take a minute and kind of look at the comparison between those two, okay? And then here's what they did. There's an x column and there's a y column. So they started you off and they said, okay, let's say x is 2. If x is 2, what is y? Well, we're going to plug it in. Remember, we've done that before. Taking your 2 and you're just putting it in the spot of x. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. Pretty simple, right? 2 plus 2 equals 4. We got that down. Okay, here, we're going to plug in our 4. 4 plus 2 equals 6. So here, you can go ahead and pencil, finish filling out these charts. You can just do this in your book. It doesn't necessarily have to be in your notes, if you already started putting it in your notes. But finish filling out this chart. Just take a quick second. Finish filling that out. Okay, so 6 plus 2 equals, the answer goes there. 8 plus 2 equals, answer goes there. All right. Now here, it's very similar setup, only we're subtracting 2. Okay, so x minus 2 equals y. That's our equation. They used that to create the purple line off to the side. So 6, plug it in for x. 6 minus 2 equals 4. We got that. 6 minus 2 equals 4. Then we have 8 minus 2 equals 6. Finish filling this out right there in your book or in your notes. 10 minus 2 equals, your answer goes there. 12 minus 2 equals, and your answer goes there. And here's what I want you guys to see. I want you to see, let me exit out of this, what they've done with this information, okay? So hopefully this is where you're at in your book. Now watch. Remember, we have ordered pairs. So right here, one of our ordered pairs, because this is x, y, if we just pretend we put a parenthesis here in our column, right? That means that this, the 2, 4, becomes the ordered pair 2, 4. So for our green line, we could find that. 2, 4. So point A, they called it point A, didn't matter what they would have called it, was 2, 4. Then they had 4, 6, 4, 6, right? And then they had, I think this is one of your questions, so you'll have to kind of process through, but 6, 8. And so you can see what they did is they took this equation and then they plotted these ordered pairs. They plotted these points and then they drew a straight line through them. Okay? So you're going to take a moment, you're going to pause the video, and what I want you to do is, oh, don't look at those answers. Might have gotten some answers there. Hopefully not yet. Go ahead and pause. And you're going to do 18 through 25 on page 123. Pause and do that. All right, welcome back. Let's go over these together. So number 18, it was asking you, what is the y coordinate for point C? So if you're looking in your book, the x, because we go x, then y, the x was 6, and the y was 8. Number 19, the answer was 10. 20 is 8. 21, 10. And 22, no. Those lines are never going to cross. And then on 23, those are parallel lines. All right, and then 24, which line does a point with the coordinates 3, 1 lie on? There's a lot of answers here. You could have had WX, WY, WZ, XY, YZ. As long as you chose 2 points, WX, Y, or Z, 2 points, and put a line above them, that answer is acceptable. Similar thing to 25, it's asking you which line does the points 0, 2 lie on. Well, it could be AB or AC or AD or DA. 2 points on that green line. So it had to be either A, B, C, or D. 2 of those points together. Okay, if you have questions on that, I want you to make sure that you ask me, shoot me an email, and we will plan a time to get you help. Make sure that you take a picture of your notes and your assignment, upload that onto Google Classroom. Tomorrow is going to be your quiz, so there won't be a video tomorrow. And then Friday we'll jump back with one more video, and that'll be the end of your first week of online classes, guys. Good job.